What's up, everybody? It's Xbox Nation, and I am kind of short-handed tonight. Iron Wolf, his mic is broken. He's apparently replacing it with a mic that works as good as like 3 or 4 Titans or something like that. I don't know. It's using the power of the cloud. Uh, Blazing Phoenix, he's pitching corporate stuff to Microsoft about how he wants them to buy out Sega and Capcom and Nintendo and keeping it at Xbox. Blackie Lebowski's probably like doing death-defying jumps on his like 4-wheeler or something. I don't know, but I've got Tim Dog sitting in tonight. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to help us out. I seen you earlier today, man. I checked back in on my Twitter, and you and some dude who looks like Uncle Fester with a fucking wig. We're going back and forth like for like an hour or two, and I was in the mentions like the whole time, and I'm sitting there going back, and he's just like going on and on about the most stupid shit, and I'm like, wow, this is bad, and I finally had to block that.
That was the Kinect conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, where he's like, yeah, they should have unbundled it because, now it's like this wide gap or whatever, and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, and he looks terrible, and I wanted to say something so mean, and I'm like, nah, don't do it, crappy, don't do it, you know what I mean? Like I was like going to make fun of him because
I muted him. He was
he's bad. I think I had him blocked on a different on my old account.
He's actually a Microsoft fan. He's just a super duper Kinect fan, and he just never took when they detached the Kinect. He just never gave. He thinks that if they had the Kinect, they would still be competing. Like on the level that Sony's at. But it's just
How would that even work, man? Like the Kinect. Jesus.
He keeps like there were only 3 million behind when they detached the Kinect. I was like, well, it's only been 4 months, bro.
Well, I mean, look, honestly, the PS4 is a freaking, that thing's in the words of Ryan McCafferty, that thing's a beast. I mean, there ain't even much more to say about it. I mean, I could sit, I'm a Microsoft guy. I was being a little bit schmarmy yesterday, Tim, when everybody was talking about EA Access, and I jumped in and I was like, yeah, Phil needs to be screaming that from the rooftops. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it is frustrating that this Microsoft, they're not advertising the way they have in the past. No. Like I can't be the only one that thinks that that's a little bit frustrating. I mean, we used to see really good advertising campaigns, and they have these things.
They have a lot more money, I think. But I think
obviously. I remember, Tim, me and you were the ones that talked about that months and months and months ago. After a BGST show, and I said, you know what, I bet they've got some kind of cap on what they can spend.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised at that, but it's like
I think the number's the same though, guys. You guys keep saying that. You got to remember something. The way things are allocated, the way they're allocated. Okay, let's just use a round number, say 1 billion, because that's the way these companies talk. They talk with billions. When they had $1 billion under Bomber, he put the $1 billion more towards marketing and advertising because that's the way Don Matrix saw it. He saw it more in the advertising, more in things like the NFL, etc., and things like that, Netflix, and getting all those people in like that. And that was where they wanted to advertise. Phil comes in and says, I don't really give a shit so much about that. Let's let our games do the talking for us. And now you're seeing a lot more of that money go into the resource of new IP. So I don't agree with you guys when you say Bomber was more. He's not more. It was the same dollar. It's just being used differently. Well, think about it though. But Tim, think about it. What Phil has coming out in 2016 in new IP, in 1 year, you would have to name me 5 years in the Xbox 360 in new IP.
People have to start giving Phil Spencer a chance and just let him do his magic, honestly.
I think Phil just doesn't want to spend it on NBC. He wants to spend it in his, Lionhead and so, and then Moon Studio. Who are these other people? He lets them go. He starts another company. I don't like you guys. Nope, no good. You another company. You have to have money to be able to do this, and that's where the money's going. It's all the same. See, before under Metric, what did we have for new IP? Not much. So it went to advertising. And or marketing.
Well, once it Kinect games too.
Oh, Kinect games.
In my opinion, I just think that that they're not as loosely, let go as they used to be. Where I think that Bomber would, he's just the type of guy that would be like, all right, let's throw $30 million on it. Like Satya is not going to do that. He's going to go. You have to run it like a business.
Yeah.
You have to show returns, and that's why I think maybe you might start to see even more money, even if they push it towards IP, which seems like they're doing. You're going to see that more and more, especially if they're going to look over. They made money last quarter, so this last quarter they did well. So that's a really good thing because they all look at the quarter 4 report, and that's the type of thing where they look at it and it shows really positive. Then Satya might say, "All right, let's bolster, let's buy something or."
Right.
Hey Tim, so you're on board with what I'm saying? They were really penny pinching this last quarter because the previous quarter was with that Nokia stuff where it looked really bad on everything.
Yeah, the first quarter report was really bad too.
Yeah.
Where they took the loss. Well, quarter 4 of 2014 looked bad because they basically dropped the Xbox price, and year over year was really down. So yeah, and they also had the Nokia losses. It wasn't, this one. I think that you'll get it in March. We're going to get a really positive one, and they're going to spin it really positive. And that's the type of momentum that you build with that. And
well, look, I don't mean to sound doom and gloom. Like I know, like it comes across that way on Twitter. Like is done and all this stuff is not that way at all. I'm not a big fan of everything that they're doing. If that makes sense, like some of the direction or whatever, or sometimes something will happen and I'm just like, that's odd to do that or say that right now. But I still like the Xbox brand. I still think they're doing a good job, but I do think that, but this is just my opinion strictly, right? Like that whole, like they're not partnered with Call of Duty or any of the big, the more expensive people that would cost. It would cost a lot of money. What was that, like $50-60 million a year to keep that? Their thought at this point, being so far behind, I would expect even less third-party deals. Why? Because you could have a third-party deal with Call of Duty or Destiny at this point and be Xbox, and you're still going to get outsold by the PS4 version. Yeah. And you know why? Because that's just more people have them. Yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Save your money, and I'm on board with that. Like, a lot of people are like, we'll get more deals and this and that. It's like, why? And it's not giving up. It's just being realistic, and it's a waste of money. Save your money. Advertising with some of these really expensive things or whatever just isn't really as
turn the tide. It's not going to make
it's not.
It's not going to make up for the gap that's there.
Hey, and that gap, I mean, hey, if you guys didn't know, man, Sony saying about 36 million. Yeah, I mean, that is just like, geez, holy crap. Do I particularly believe that there's 36 million people within the PS4 right now? I don't believe that one bit. But I do believe that they probably have shipped somewhere close to 30 million. They might have shipped that, man. Who knows? I don't know. But You know what happens when it comes to the PS4? All they do is talk about what they sell, what is shipped. They're not talking about actual sales. I don't care if they say they sold 50 billion. They're still not making a profit. Look at PSN users. What, about 11 million? That's pathetic.
Yeah.
Well, PSN Plus is at like 11 million. They don't really announce. Yeah, they don't really announce how many are on there right now, right? Like they just said it was up on their keynote, which, by the way, great timing on that, right? Hey, PSN was down the day before all day, so let's quick and announce that we've sold 36 million PS4s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they never had an answer of what
PS4
really happened.
was down too. PS4 was down too, so they can't just say that they sold that many. They can't just jump to that. They're trying to, sugarcoat stuff again and damage control. All three of their systems were down.
Well, no, it's sleight of hand. What they're doing is saying, hey, let's get people, because let's face it, when PSN was down, my Twitter was quiet as hell. I didn't hear anything. Then as soon as they come out with that number, 36 million, I get tweeted at 100 times with an article linking to 36 or 35.9, basically 36 million.
Nobody cared about when they were down. That's what I wanted. That's why I was a little crazy on the whole thing.
My response to that, to the 36 million, was, okay, great. Now all they need is an online network that works and some games.
Why are they tweeting you? Tweet,
I have no idea. I
get the tweets. I really don't understand that either.
I don't understand it either. It's like, I like Xbox, but I have a PS4. But hey, let's tweet this guy, and just because, why? I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't care. They're not getting anything extra out of that. I don't get anything extra out of when Microsoft does. I will say that What do they want me to say? You know, I keep it honest, even though people think that I don't. There's a gap, man. This is probably like 15 million now. You know,
it's sales over Xbox?
Yeah.
But I actually, to be honest with you, I'd actually know what Xbox sales is really at. I mean, I really want to hear some numbers, but I'm not sure we're that much below 30 million.
Oh, I would assume.
Really don't think.
Let's hop on.
I mean, say we could be close to 30 million. We never get the true numbers.
That subject is what we should talk about for a second. I wrote, again, I always say this.
Well, first of all, one thing, Mooch, real quick.
Go ahead.
You can't talk when I'm talking. We're supposed to be the same person.
That's correct. That is correct. No, I'm a ventriloquist.
Listen, you know, somebody else is using the voice changer.
They were so sure. They were so sure.
Pass it back to Tim. No, but no. What I was gonna say was, like, literally, I don't understand why Microsoft doesn't want to talk about the numbers, and you gotta throw it out there, because, to be honest with you, I do think that I think it's probably 36 to like 26, and to be honest with you, first of all, that's not far fetched. Second of all, that's also nothing to put your tail between your legs. That's after the launch they had and all the stuff and the recouping and blah blah blah. And 2016 is a massive year for Xbox. So they really can make up some ground in 2016. Are they going to win? Who cares? We all know at the end of this generation it's going to be fucking tied. It doesn't matter. Whoever has the PlayStation, there's 3 people in my office that I know.
What are you talking about? The actual consoles being sold being tied, or the bottom line? Because if you're talking about the bottom line, we win.
No, the bottom line, Xbox is already winning. They're making more money on their software.
That's okay. That's why I wanted to make sure, because we're always in the black. They're in the red.
They're always in trouble. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why when I can't, every time Sony says we sold and they give a new number, I try to go off the board for a while, because I got to listen to the Xbox guys do a show. Hi, I'd like to thank everybody. Oh, Sony did really great. You guys got to understand something. It doesn't mean anything. Like, just because you're a car dealership and you have 65 million cars, but no goddamn customers walking around them, and the guy across the street has 27 cars, but everyone's fucking bidding on them, you don't understand. Nobody seems to get that. The console is a one-time purchase. It's not a multiple nothing happens after that. The 3 people in my office, they range from 25, there's a 35-year-old and a 42-year-old that bought a PS4. And they have not bought a game since they bought the console. They bought it because of the hype, the whole hype train. They bought it when it first came out, but they haven't bought any games for it. They're like, well, I use it for Netflix. So, like, that's only 3 out of 36 million, right? So, you go, Mooch, that's not a really good pool. I understand that, but I can't be the only one that happened to witness 3 out of 3 people that aren't playing any games on it. Like, my whole thing is this. People misunderstand. People also tend to say, oh, Sony has the better Blu-ray player. So people go, I was really impressed with the PS3 Blu-ray player. I bought the PS4 for the Bluray player. Then if I want to,
first of all, you don't have to buy a console to get a Blu-ray player. You get one a lot cheaper and a lot better.
You get one for like $30, $30, $40.
Exactly. Yeah, why would you go buy a whole console for a Blu-ray player? That's retarded.
Because they go, well, while I have the Blu-ray player, then I can also game on it. I can also do my Netflix. I can also do, people talk themselves into all kinds of crazy shit. But what I'm saying is that we've got to stop with the applauding over a one-time purchase. First of all, let's do this. I think it was Tim Dog. If it wasn't Tim, it was Crap. We had a conversation before the holiday, and we were talking about, like, oh, what kind of money could they make and blah, 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 and who's making money on consoles and who isn't. And somebody said to me, well, Mooch, they're making money on that PlayStation 4 console. No, they're not.
No, they're
not. They're not making money on that console. It's down to $350. It's down to $2. Then they came down to $299, and the $299 price.
But even when they had it at $399, they still weren't making money. This has been
the $399. No, the $399. They were rumored to be making somewhere around $27, $34, maybe a console. But that at $299, they were losing. They were losing their shirt at $299.
Well, so realistically, the hardware never is a big moneymaker for either.
Well, there you go, Crap. Could you do me a favor? Could you say that one more time?
It's all about the software. That's why Microsoft is all about software. That's why they do this whole thing with the crossplay and Windows 10 and.
Listen, every place in your local mall or eatery around you has a coupon in the Daily Sunday or on Groupon. If you just walk into the store and you just buy what's on the Groupon or the coupon, the store doesn't make any money. They're using that as a lost cause so that when you come in, you buy 4, 5, 10 other things.
You tell them, They're luring you in.
So when you go into Best Buy and you see 5 assholes walk out with a PS4 in their hand and no other little blue
You smack that PS4 right out of them fuckers' hands. That's what you do.
That's my job.
Yes.
Like what I'm saying is this. What you do when you see those guys walking out with 10 PS4s, but you don't see the little Best Buy bag with the games in it, that's a fail. That's not a good thing. But at the end of the month, I got to listen to Arsenal, be like, guys, we broke it down, 36 million, guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's just my point is I just don't. We got to understand that $36 million, the 36 million consoles is only a lot to a couple people. It's a lot to Kotaku. It's a lot to IGN. It's a lot to those guys. It's not a lot to nobody at Sony Corporation of America is excited about 36 million because the minute they turn around, somebody goes, "How are we doing on NAC sales?" Yeah. Not so good.
Not so good.
Not so good. Okay?
But you know what? Here's the thing, though, right? Like, I'll agree. A lot of people look at the 36 million for PS4 and then just assume the Xbox One's doing bad. It's not. You think the Xbox One's at like 26. I think if Xbox One hit 25 million, they would say something. I'm not 100% sure. I think they're probably around 20, 22 million.
Usually when there be any time, either whether it was Sony last gen or with like the PlayStation Move or whatever, when you're behind, you kind of tend to not. You kind of let that mystery number because people.
I mean, when they said they were at 10 million, wasn't Sony only at 15 at that time?
Yeah.
I mean, that's still kind of.
It was. I remember. Yeah, when it was supposedly, and then it was 15. Then it was like 18. Like
Yeah, I did a podcast then. It was like, and I used a Pinocchio thing on there. Like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it really.
I'll give you an example why they say why they can sell a little extra. If you be in Japan and buy an Xbox,
nobody in Japan.
So they got a whole country of their own that's you can't even purchase one.
Well, the rest of the world isn't Xbox friendly. Let's be honest. Yeah. No matter what Microsoft does, like listen.
What do you mean? The rest of the world is Xbox friendly. There's a lot of people that use Xbox.
No, but it's not
like Japan though.
Not like Japan. Look, Japan like PS4 almost has 3 million in Japan. Xbox One has what, like 50,000. I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. Japan's not.
But it's not just that. You look at Germany. You look at all these other countries. Like the Xbox does well. Yeah. Xbox does well in UK.
The thing is, there's a lot of people in the government. I'm not going to bring in politics. Is the last thing I'm going to say is they don't want the console there. Okay, that's the difference. Not that the people don't want it; they don't want it there.
Oh well, I mean it could be that too. But look, people have brand loyalty in these other countries, right? They remember PlayStation as being this thing back in PS1, PS2. That's what they remember. They're like, people wait. That's the unbelievable thing about PlayStation brand, right? Like, I'll be the first to admit this. That's what killed the Dreamcast. One of the reasons they killed the Dreamcast, right? Because the Dreamcast beat the PlayStation 2 out of the gate. But you know what Sony said? Wait. We've got next generation doesn't start till we say so. And people waited.
What, Sony? Wait.
Well, listen, look, let's say the next Xbox. Look, that's not the be-all, end-all answer, though. Like, okay, get a next Xbox out a year before the next PlayStation, right?
No, I didn't say that.
You might do well here in America, and you might get a little bit of a jump. But the rest of the world, they're going to wait, and they're going to buy that PlayStation. And then it's going to, like, I don't know if there will ever be an Xbox that beats a PlayStation worldwide. You could see it in America just like the 360 did, dominated the PlayStation, but they still ended up relatively close in overall sales when it was all said and done, because the rest of the world, even at $4.99, $5.99, bought PlayStation 3s like crazy.
Crap, it's cool to hate on America, but Americans can't hate anything.
I know, right?
So don't hate on anything, or you're called some kind of name in a dictionary that nobody knows what it actually means. It's
I do think in Japan there are people that have a sense of I think the word might be nationalism. I don't know if that's the correct word, but like I don't know. I don't even know if it's that, but it's definitely, there are people that say it's a Japanese product. It's home of Japan. I'm going to home team buy this game. Who's this American console that's too big, that doesn't even play a JRPG? And blah blah blah, and they don't even buy it.
Okay, if that's okay with them, then why is it okay that we say buy American?
Because because everybody's offended now by that.
Well, it used to be. I remember in the '80s, I just remember when they used to say "Buy American." It was a commercial. I think it was. I don't know, but it used to be "Buy American" was a good thing, and
Nowadays, that's a racist and offensive, Tim.
But no, yeah, that there were marketing slogans though in the '80s. You know, "Buy American."
Hey, I'm saying it. Be American, buy Xbox. I mean, to me, that's home team. You know, that's. I mean, I don't think.
And here's the thing.
It's not only just with the Xbox. People just need to start supporting America. Period.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot more. I mean, we're getting off subject slightly, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, a lot of companies, Apple being one of them, that's starting to move some of their manufacturing back to the United States. Of course, other local towns and cities in the United States get upset because they get large tax breaks. But that's what's got to happen to get them back, because we're not playing with a fair dollar. You know what I mean? You can't have wages at 15 to 20 cents of the equivalent to the American dollar over in China and Indonesia, versus $15 to $25 an hour with 15 cigarette breaks. That we got right here. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's no way to actually mathematically solve that without giving these companies tax breaks. Tax breaks.
Right. Incentives.
Right. Hey, incentives. Real quick, what are your guys' thoughts on scale-bound delay? I did a video about it, but real quick, so early in the year to delay a game that wasn't supposed to come out to the holiday means that game must have missed some milestones big time.
Mm-hmm.
I personally talked about this yesterday.
Okay.
Scale-bound delay. It doesn't bother me. Did I want it? Yeah, but it doesn't bother me so much. Okay, only because it's a possibility it's going to use the DX12, have unsurpassable graphics, more content, okay, which equals a better game for us. So let them take their time. If there were some things that didn't work out, let them take their time so we can have the game that we want.
Okay, well, the only thing that I would say about that is this, right? I agree. I don't like delays because that was a game I was really looking forward to.
Well, nobody does. Everybody was looking forward to it. But if it's going to come out to be a better game, more content, longer game, no glitches, no nothing, all the content is there. Why not just wait a little bit longer?
I'm going to make lemonade out of this lemons, and I did this. Me and Crapbins Zaire had a show, so I'm going to try and change it up a little so the audience doesn't hear the same thing. But to be honest with you, okay, now with the presser that's come out in the past couple of days, with Recore now coming in the latter part of the year, I said this without even knowing Recore was going to be in the latter part of the year. It was Gears 4, Recore. You're going to have Halo Wars 2. There's going to be at least 3, maybe 4 multiplats, one being Mass Effect. You got all these games coming out in the fall, okay? They don't need to put another one of their prized gems, which is Scalebound. They're really holding this one near and dear. Phil really likes this project. You can tell. He talks about it all the time. He's always mentioning that he's always sneaking a peek at it. He's playing this and that. My point is this. They can't have another Sunset Overdrive, another issue like... Not that Sunset Overdrive did all that bad, and we all know Tomb Raider did great, so everybody said that wouldn't,
Yeah, fuck you if you want...
F yourself. Yeah, exactly, because...
Fuck you if you're one of those assholes.
Yeah, enough of those douchebags.
There was a lot of douchebags.
Hey, I loved Aaron's schmarminess. He's like well over 1 million. It had a big December. Like, you could tell Aaron still gets that little, like, dig in, Like,
listen, I would either be employee of the month at Microsoft if they hired me, or they'd fire me in a week. One or the other.
You want to know what's pathetic? Is that I actually, I started saying, when that first thing came out, I was like, it's one day a sale, but, it was so beaten down into everyone that Tomb Raider failed and flopped.
Yeah.
Even myself, I was like, they bombed out, this was a deal. And then they just dropped that news. And then people were like, oh, it's not sell through, it's sell in, and then it becomes sell through well over, and then people were like, oh, well, it's combined 360, combined, Xbox One.
Xbox One, yeah.
Even if that's the case, let's just say they sold 11.5, 1.15 million or whatever. Yeah. Even if that's the case, you probably at most have 200,000 360 games. So you're talking about 850,000 sold already, and people were saying, well, VG charts had it at 370,000 sold. And you have guys like Jabari and all these guys throwing this up in the face saying you don't buy games, and then that drops, and then you're like, well, what the fuck did we just do?
Same thing with Forza 6. They had Forza 6.
Another one.
Yeah, and I was like, every time I see someone mention VG charts, I literally, you could just picture whatever facepalm you do, like whatever one that is. Jamie Moran does a lot of them, has a lot of memes with that. That's what I do, because VG charts is basically, we could sit there and come up with our own things. They call it BS charts, and just be like, and I'll be like, yo, Tim, so what did Tomb Raider do? And you go, 875,000, and I just fucking write it in, because that's what you do. You just come with shit up off the top of your head. They have no fucking sources. They're not talking to anybody.
No,
they're
it's
just
made up.
guessing. Yeah, it's completely made up.
Listen, if you use
Watch out for
VG
your inbox
charts,
for that one.
It's completely made up. I've said it a million times.
When you use VG charts, you are an amateur. And this goes for Xbox fans. Never use it. I'll give you a little quick story. This is when I first started talking to Aaron, or it was one of my first tweets. It was like way back when. It was way back when VG charts basically had like, they wrote an article, and they were like, 500,000 Kinect sold, this and that. And then Aaron, and that was when Aaron was like at his best.
Yeah.
He made like this joke like, that place has no idea. Like they're way off. It turned out that Kinect sold 10 million like in the first month. It set this book's world record. Okay? But VG charts had it at like 500,000. So the point of the story is that it is just as much as the speculation that beforehand, when they don't know shit, they don't know digital, they don't know hardware. All they do is call up GameStop and say, "Would you sell more?" And then then they just basically formulate a guess.
Yes.
Bottom line,
and I wouldn't put it past GameStop when they say, well, tell me what you sold. They don't want to look stupid, so I'm sure they said if they sold 100, they said they sold 1,000.
Right. Well, exactly. You never,
And there's more than GameStop, and then there's these other places around the world that, that where it's so hard to get accurate info that not even Microsoft and Sony gets 100% accurate info from these places. So, like, for them
the only way you can is actually get their books from their accountants and get the actual numbers.
Yeah, so what looked like a flop is now looking like a brilliant move by Microsoft. And not only that, but you have a group of gamers now, quote unquote, demanding Rise of the Tomb Raider to release on the PS4 right now. Like, there's this petition. You've got this big thing. I was reading an article. Yeah, it was our game of the year on BGST. Phenomenal game. The media tried to bury it. It didn't get the hype.
Tried hard.
Yeah, they tried very hard to bury it, and I'm so glad. I mean, look, it's probably close to 2 million, if not over that now.
Well, they also brought it out at the wrong time. I think if they brought it out at the right time, it would have went.
Well, you know what? Look, they didn't. I heard they didn't want to release it then. They wanted to release it earlier in the year. It wasn't up to Microsoft. Square were the ones that did that. And they picked that date. But at the end of the day, guess what? They released. I was happy because I don't like Fallout, so I didn't buy Fallout. I was playing Tomb Raider and I was happy. Whereas I've seen a lot of people disappointed with Fallout 4. So I think that's really cool. I'm glad that it did well. It's going to continue to do well.
You see the hypocrisy too, because I remember you were one of the first few people that put up the video when it said like hold your horses, it's one day, and people were like giving you shit about it.
They always give me shit about stuff, man.
But it's like it's okay to question Microsoft on every little thing.
Yeah.
And even when you get your answer, you're still questioning it.
Yeah.
Whereas Sony can put out for 36 million, it's probably true, but they can put it out and nobody questions. Everyone's like, let's have a party.
Yeah.
They did
but I think, in all honesty, I think Microsoft likes sometimes when you question what they do to an extent without it being a bashing session. They like the input that you put in and your concerns. I honestly think Microsoft likes that as opposed to...
they like the interaction.
Yeah, I mean, look, Aaron, when I saw that tweet was directly to Tim Dog from Aaron. He's like, sold through well above 1 million. And you know what? Like, even if it didn't sell amazingly great, like that first week or so, everybody was getting it for Christmas.
What happened is everyone played Fallout 4 and for 3 weeks like a zombie, and then they had 80, 90, 100 to 200 hours in the game. and then they keep on seeing people talk about Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yep.
They bought it through, through December.
I had no less than 100 people. I had no less than 100 people tweet me, "Man, Crap, you were right. Tomb Raider's amazing." And I get messages all the time. "Wow, Crap, Tomb Raider, simply amazing. I can't believe how good it is.
Yeah.
I should have picked it up earlier." And it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, look, I'm not going to mislead you on a game that when I say it's a game of the year, it's at least going to be what I would consider a mass appeal game. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if that wasn't your particular, it's still going to be a top
here's the thing,
35 game for you. Go ahead, Mooch.
I've said it like 6 or 7 times already. They've got the exclusivity on console for 11 months. There's no. This is not a hare and a tortoise race. It's a tortoise race. Nobody gives a shit. They got 11 months. All they have to do is just get to next November and have over 2.5 million in sales. And they've done exactly what they did with the first one. That was a huge success, the definitive edition.
I'm going to say they'll have about 4 million, if not more by then.
They may, but they only have to clear 2.5, 3 to be a major success. Yeah. So what I'm saying to you guys is this, and Tim, you left the part out. You left the part out with Fallout. You're like, everybody's played Fallout 4, and then after 85, 100, 200 hours, you left this part out. They got out of their fucking drunken haze, and they realized that it was just Fallout 3 again. Yeah. So, like, basically, listen, a lot of people, there's 3 or 4 people that are vocal in the community that say that, it's the coming of Christ. That's fine. You say whatever you want, and you're entitled to your opinion. But because, a preference of game is really to the eye of the beholder. No better example of that than people who like indies. But, the point I'm trying to say is that, basically, Fallout 4, to me, is just, it was the same reason I didn't get Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4 was Far Cry 3.5, and Fallout 4 was Fallout 3.5.
I picked up Far Cry 4 when it was on sale at GameFly for $12.
And have you played it?
I haven't fucking played that.
No, won't. You won't play it.
That's no. Yeah, it was like a little bit, but it was not like, If
you're not gonna play it, resell it for $15.
Well, I don't really sell my stuff. You know what I mean?
The whole thing is that Rise of the Tomb Raider's deal, ultimately, as far as when they come down to the mahogany table and the fancy chairs in Redmond, this will come down as a success as far as Microsoft's business end is concerned. As far as the media, because look at right now, I'm sitting here and IGN just popped up 3 different articles. Recore delayed until later this year, but yet when Uncharted 4 was delayed for the second time, I had to wait 24 hours for fucking Destin Legary to get out of bed and fucking report it because
it was like you said today with and I actually had laughed with a couple of people. IGN really is at this point a bona fide
Sony dealership.
It is a Sony car dealership. It really is because
sometimes I think they're getting paid by Sony.
In a manner of speaking.
I don't know if they're supported with gifts. I don't know, but the thing is that like I was reading Mooch today, and somebody else was laughing about it. We were talking about it in Xbox chat. They're playing Let's Play Rocket League.
Yeah.
And they've been doing this for how long? Did they even have a Let's Play Tomb Raider, or did they even talk about Tomb Raider? Like I
don't even think they did a Let's Play Halo or anything. I think it was.
I mean, if this was, and this is the truth, if this was opposite, like this was a Sony deal for one year, the reception that you would have saw for Tomb Raider would have been drastically different than what.
It would have been the same one you saw for Kojima going to Sony.
Yeah, and she would be celebrated and this and that.
Welcome home, where you belong, Tomb Raider. It makes sense. There would have been 100 articles saying why Tomb Raider being exclusive to PS4 makes sense, and nobody would have bugged them about how long it was an exclusive deal. Yeah. Nobody would have said a word. Tomb Raider would have won Game of the Year. It would have at least been in some running for it not to be on like the Game Awards or anything like that. Won 0 awards.
I mean, come on, that game has one of the best beginnings ever in a video game.
Amazing!
Its beginning is like you're just like whoa.
Very good, very good.
I might actually pick it up on
their graphics world.
I might eventually pick it up on 360 as well, just to double up on the achievements and just to play through it again. Because a little fact about the reboot, I got it launch day on 360, and then it came to PlayStation Plus on PS3, and I had it on there and played through it again. Then the definitive edition came out, and I got that on Xbox One, and then I needed something to play on PS4, and I had it on PS4 I think when I got it. So I played through the reboot like 4 times on 4 different platforms. I just love it. It wasn't like a fanboy thing. So when people were like, "Oh, Crap only likes Tomb Raider because it was exclusive for a year," no, I gave it Game of the Year in 2013 on my list, and then I played it on 4 different platforms. So yeah, I'm excited about the game and the franchise, and I'll get the next one even though it won't be exclusive. So I mean, it's just a fantastic, fantastic game and fantastic narrative and graphics, and the voice acting's good. I really liked it. I thought they didn't try to overdo things by changing it.
It was well done. They added the right types of things. They added new elements into the gameplay and elements to do the puzzles. The
storyline is the best though.
Yeah, storyline is
And they took out that shitty multiplayer.
Yeah, and the tombs are fun. You could, I remember when I got to the last point, and they say, well, no further points is no safe drops, or the campfires where you can save your game. You could either go back, fast travel to the places you can, and there's so much to that game. That game is so big. They really did a great job, and it was, and I'm glad that it got, it was such a struggle to get to that day when people said, well, it hit 1 million, and people were like, holy shit, people actually did buy this game and liked it, despite all the bullshit. I'm glad that it happened because it deserved it, and I could see this game having a nice amount of legs. I mean, if you're getting that pick your bundle. I think anybody's just going to either pick 4s or 6, or most are going to pick Tomb Raider. So that's even better, because they're bundling it. So at $349, which in my opinion, you've got to remember that console was sold at $399. So most of the holiday shoppers were buying the Gears.
Yeah, Gears again, digital. Like, there's so many people on Gears right now. Like, I'm really excited about that franchise. Yeah, because I play Gears a lot. My clan is like bugs me nonstop to get on that game. Hey, let's play some more Gears. I've leveled up a lot over the holidays and stuff like that. It's just been like a lot of fun. And a lot of people are like, well, that's just an old game or whatever. But as a person who played the original Gears online, that online is completely different than the original Gears Online.
I think Gears, this is a good segment.
So much faster, right?
Gears
faster.
I played it a couple of times and I was like, wow, this is big. It's like times 2 on the
60 frames. 60 frames. Going into the next generation consoles, you know what I mean? We like to discuss them. The 60 frames element is so important because, Tim, it gives you that effect of the speed. And so that's such an important thing. We learn no better than with in Gears of War, because Gears has always been a slower type game, but to have it in 60 frames is amazing. But what I was going to say was, I think, and again, this reiterates what I was saying a few minutes ago, that basically I think 2016, do I think Xbox is going to catch up when? Who knows? Microsoft's going to put numbers out before I start making predictions. I can't make predictions without looking at numbers. But I'll tell you this much. The games that are coming out are outstanding, and I think Gears, and it's funny because Gears is no spring chicken, but I think Gears 4 may do what Xbox thought Halo 5 was going to do. I think Gears, if it comes out in October, don't launch it in November, launch it in early October. Again, this all if it's ready. In early October to launch it, if it's ready to go. It really could pull in a large chunk of consoles. Because let me put it this way. All right, everything goes through waves. Everything is cool one year, not so cool the next year. And usually with certain things, it could be cool for 2 years, 3 years, and then it changes in a fad. Right now, even though Gears is an older game, with it getting a new studio and these promises of it becoming a little bit faster and a different look, and Marcus is not involved anymore, Marcus Phoenix, as far as we know, and they're going in a different direction with Rob.
Marcus is involved.
Well, he may be involved, but not.
He is. He's going to be the main character, in my opinion.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'm hearing otherwise, but I don't care. Either way, what I'm trying to say is that I think that this new young core audience...
You need to make Coltrane a main character.
That would be nice. But they could really... They could really get a new crop of Xbox fans to grab this console and propel them forward. Because I think Halo is nostalgic at this point, right? You've got people that are our age, and they're like, oh, I remember Halo, and everything's I remember. Everything with Halo is I remember. I remember standing in line for Halo 2. I remember the first time I played online. I remember the first time I took the OG Xbox, and I hooked the thing up to it in LAN, and we played it in the LAN, reception, blah, 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 and Ethernet, and all that is I remember. With Gears is I can't wait to see. And that's really the attitude here. Is Gears is that projection forward. Gears 4 is the great unknown. Halo 5 we knew was just going to be, okay, I wonder what Chief's going to do, the story, but it's all going to, look at, even the lead up, even before the launch when they did that huge show on YouTube, which was really well done, I enjoyed it. But that show that they did, it was, I remember this. What do you remember, Larry? I remember being in 2006 and blah, blah, blah. I remember in 2008, and what I'm saying is that all the new kids that were grabbing Xbox Ones, they were like, well, I don't remember shit. You know what I mean? Right. So, like, they didn't have that nostalgia with Halo. I think Gears is going to propel them forward, and that's a good thing for Microsoft. They've got really another large launch.
Well, honestly, Halo was what pushed me on the original Xbox. Gears was what sold me on the 360. And what's funny is they launched
with the 360. When I saw Gears of War, I was looking it up.
That's what happened.
I said I have to have it.
I saw your boy Cliffy B, Mooch, who blocked you now.
Yeah,
He was on.
Oh, here you go.
I just ripped up his Christmas card.
Suck an egg. I want to say more, but I'm trying to be nice.
Listen, here's the deal with him. I'm going to keep this very, very politically correct because you know what?
Say what you want. He doesn't keep it politically correct. He says fuck off. So tell him to fuck off.
That's my point, really. I mean, he gives a lot of shit.
Okay, you're right. So fuck off.
He gives a lot of shit every day to everybody. You know, I do one little joke with a Geico ad, and he can't take the joke. It didn't help that certain people egged him on.
It was a funny joke.
I thought, you know what? I gotta be honest with you, Tim. I thought it was
not
fucking
a good sport. He took
Mooch, I blocked his ass.
Thank you, Princess. I appreciate that.
For me, like I don't mind Cliffy. Like I understand what, like I don't know. He thinks he's Tony Stark. Honestly, he does.
Yeah, he does.
He thinks he's fucking Tony Stark because he was this child prodigy who did like Jazz Jackrabbit or whatever the hell that bullshit was. Nobody cares at this point.
Listen, he's come and gone. A lot of people don't even know who he is anymore, and these things kind of bother him. If you look at all the Gears launches when he was running around in Times Square and he's throwing T-shirts out and he said, "Give me the other console, give me the other." You know, I watched the video where he was going crazy, and don't get me wrong, rightfully so to him. And then you go to now, and he was like, "Hey, we're doing a big thing," and it's him and his wife tying balloons on plastic chairs for lawbreakers. He was doing, and it was like nobody was there, bro. And I watched him because I periscoped it, and I was watching him, and he's like, "This is us. This is where the band's gonna stand," and nobody gave a shit. There was like 15 chairs set up. Like my whole point was like, listen, to go from the limelight he was in to where he's going. Look, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. It's tough to deal with. So then when you get
that's why he got mad at your joke.
Yeah. I said, what did I say?
You knew what you were doing with the joke, so.
Well, listen, I'll read it to everybody in case they didn't know. Like he was making fun of he made fun of Toronto because they make their steak. They can't make their steak a certain way. It's like code or law or something like that. So I just wrote to him. I said, Cliff just likes to travel and complain about everything. When you're yesterday's news, it's what you do. Hashtag Geico. And he took that and he just ran with it and he goes,
like, fuck you.
Blocked. And I'm like,
I haven't blocked anyone for a while, but it felt good.
He goes, that felt good. And then what's great was, crap, you'll like this. The Mooch Maniacs went out and attack. And I got a bunch of my Mooch guys just came at me. They're like, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? I said, all right, do this for me. I said, Cliff, once an asshole, always an asshole. I said, everybody, send it to him. And it was boom. I mean, everybody just accurately beat and shot it to him. So listen, here's the deal. Look, I'm on Twitter. I get hit every day. Crap's on Twitter. Tim Dog, Princess, we all get
Tim Dog really goes in, man.
Oh, absolutely.
I had to block him. He was just getting on my damn nerves.
I just block people. Tim Dog, like I see Tim Dog argue with people that I've had blocked forever, dude.
Yeah, Tim Dog talks to people for a long time, and shout out to a guy we don't ever talk to, but we all know on Twitter. Tim talks to him a lot too. Mike Morale. I said to him the other day. I said you have a seat right in the pearly gates next to Jesus and fucking St. Peter because you are talking to these ponies, and literally. The way he's trying to talk and make sense with these ponies, it's like committing suicide by stabbing yourself with a spoon. It is a slow death. It is a slow death. He sits there, God bless him. Mike can take it.
How the hell can he do that?
I don't know. He does it for hours, and I'm like, Mike, just save your fucking fingertips. You know what I mean? Like, don't just block these guys. But, I mean, Twitter, you got to be able to dish it. It's just the way it is. You can't not dish it out. You can't dish it out and not be able to take it back. And Cliff's got a hard time with that. But that's what happens. Like I said, when you're yesterday's news, it doesn't mean he's not successful. I know he's doing well. He's doing well. He's got
some 20-some-year-old wife.
Thing is that if I dished it first, I'll damn well take it. But when I ain't messing with you, and then you don't want me to say nothing back, well, damn it, you ain't gonna dish it at me, and I ain't gonna dish it back.
Well, I mean, Mooch probably got under his skin a bit with that comment.
No, I'm not only talking about him. I'm talking about the people in general.
Oh, well, I mean, that's how
Crap,
it is,
why
man.
are you being so salty? You always disagree with me.
I'm very
Stop being
disagreeable.
salty. You're very salty yesterday too.
I'm very militant.
He's turning into the Sony guy. He's turning into.
Well, no.
Oh, you're a salty Sony now?
Oh my
Wow,
God.
crap. All right, undercover, huh? Undercover, Sony pony.
I'm not a
boy.
Sony guy.
You click
I'm not a
it?
Sony guy.
Did you click 2 times today?
Yeah, I was like, I was hoof
Click
clicking.
it.
Yeah, you know, here's the thing. I'm not a hoof clicker, but I will say this, right?
No, you just speak your mind about.
Yeah,
it.
and
You know,
that is
that's
like, look,
respectable.
I'm sure there's a lot of Xbox fans. Like when I say something negative or whatever, they're like, man, they just want me to go, Xbox is the best box, and it's like that's what they expect me to say. But the truth is,
There's a lot of people that do have that just don't speak their mind. They're afraid to for some reason.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Phil, I think Phil's a good guy. I think Phil honestly probably does want people to just be able to play their Xbox games wherever they want on Microsoft products, right? I'm sure that he probably wants that, but I'm also sure 100% that his boss is making him want that too. You know what I'm saying? Like
I wouldn't
so
know about
sure
that.
about. I'm telling you, I'm 100% sure that that CEO wants that to happen because it's all about the software for him. Look at like Minecraft makes him a ton of money.
Trust me. When it comes to doing sales and making a product, he was not put in that position just to kiss a CEO's ass, okay? He put him there because he knows his shit.
It's not kissing ass.
I'm not saying that. But there's also a way to get around that. If you are a person who's got personality and a good salesperson, you can sell a CEO anything. Trust me, I've done it, okay? That's all I'm going to say. You can do it.
But I'm just saying, no, listen. Look at Satya Nadala's plan.
I think it falls in line, but I think in actuality, Phil thinks it's just it's a way to get more
sales
players.
and service. But you know what bothers me? Like it's not the whole like the fanboys. They run with that. Oh, it's on PC, so what's the point? I don't really care about that shit. That's like fanboy talk.
Yeah.
The thing that I care about is it seems like the games that are getting delayed or the games that they're making are more catered towards the PC crowd. Just look at this. Fable 3 came out in 2010. We're now in 2016. We should have had a fucking Fable 4 by now, a standard RPG. Yeah. Microsoft has no RPGs. What do we get? We get Fable Legends, which is okay. But what is it? It's catering to that MOBA crowd on PC, that free-to-play crowd, right? PC catering. Same thing, Sea of Thieves. I heard from an inside source that this game's going to be a free-to-play. It's going to be PC, and I've also heard that it's going to get delayed into 2017. So again, catering to the PC crowd. Killer Instinct, really good game. I'm glad that I don't really have as much problem with that one. But again, free to play, kind of catering a little more to the PC crowd. Like gigantic.
Well, I can see those are good points, but I could see the thing with this thing with the whole merging. What I kind of like about it is 2 things. I buy it, I own it on 2 platforms. That's to me. I like beating the system. To me, that helps me, expand the game. I own the game on 2 platforms. So to me, that's a big deal. But I want to see games that are on PC maybe slip over to Xbox. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, but see, I'm not really if like how I am, Tim, is if there was a game that I really wanted to play, no matter the platform, I'd do it. There's not anything specifically on PC where I'm like, man, I got to play that, because if there was, I would play it.
Right. Well, have you ever played Company of Heroes?
No, I have no interest in playing that.
Have you? You might try it. I love that game. See, I'd be happy if we got that game, but overall, it's just it's the type of thing where DirectX 12 is centrally located. It's a singular code for both. It's just going to develop. Put it this way, it's going to be there. Cross-buy is going to. The systems in place will be there for the developer to decide what they want to do, whether it's third party or whatever.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just not a fan of. Let's say, and I don't want to be down and out, but look, I don't think Recore is coming out this year.
It's coming out this year.
You think so? I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They came out, put their neck on the line this time. Crap. They actually they scratched one date and then said this is when it's happening.
They said later in the year. I mean, when's it gonna? I mean,
August, September. Well, they're gonna drop it. They're gonna drop it strategically, and it gives the game a little more breathing.
Maybe you have some inside info, Tim. I don't know,
it's not that. It's just like Mooch said, when they're doubling down, they're saying latter part of the year.
Yeah.
They evaluated and they said we can get it done.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, what looked like a really, really like super strong year with like the new IPs and stuff. I'm sort of wondering if 2 or 3 of those new IPs are going to even slip out of this year and go into next.
Possible. It's possible. You gave 2 games that are possible, but on the flip side, Sony's going to have their share too.
I do think that, but I'm almost positive that Horizon Zero Dawn and there's not going to be any Last Guardian this year on PS4. I
think Last Guardian might go. I think Horizon's actually going to hit, but it's definitely chance to go in. Like,
hey, I would like it if it hit. It would give me something to play.
I could just.
It's funny you say that, but I got news for you. Everyone's just. I love how when this is so hysterical. People are like, I got to see more Recore. I got to see more of this. What the hell's going on with Gears? I don't know what's happening with that. And then all of a sudden they're like, Horizon. The crap. This isn't you, crap. This is pretty much the internet I'm talking about. They're like, Horizon Event Zero, Horizon Zero Dawn, or whatever it's called. They're like, I can't fucking wait for that. Why? What have you seen? A woman running around showing, she has a bow and arrow that looked no better than a bow and arrow you crafted in Dying Light that was something with a blueprint that you crafted that has a little spark on the end of it. And then there was a dinosaur. And let's be honest, people, it was on a PC you saw it played on. That was not on a PlayStation 4. No Man's Sky, which is just a yellow planet and a blue planet, and then they took a yellow and a blue planet and made a green planet with an algorithm, can't even handle on the PS4. Yeah. So they can't even get that on a PS4 right now. So don't tell me.
Well, it wasn't the graphical thing. I'll tell you what kind of got me on it, and I would wait.
Was it the grass?
No, it's not the grass, dude.
All right.
This is what happens, right? I kind of like some RPGs.
He just likes mixing colors and painting.
I like RPGs, right? And it would be an exclusive RPG. I think that's a place where Microsoft is dropping the ball lately. Yeah. If it comes out, but again, I would
wait for it.
Good games, but their stories are god awful. They're some of the worst characters, the worst dialogue, the worst voice acting. Just the worst. You know what I mean? And for an RPG, you've got to have a really great story, great voice acting, all that stuff. So I want to wait and see what some of the reviews say before I would never pre-order this game.
Right.
Whereas like with Uncharted 4, I pre-ordered that because it's probably going to be good, just based on the history, or at least average. Somewhat enjoyable. So yeah, and I would hope that it would be good, because I'm going to play Uncharted 4, and then there's nothing else on Sony's side.
Nope.
Unless that comes out.
What is your most anticipated? Is Quantum Break?
Well, probably Gears 4, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to Quantum Break as well. This seems like the stuff that I'm really psyched for probably won't come out, like Sea of Thieves. Who doesn't want to play an MMO as a pirate? And you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that sounds fucking phenomenal. But that'll probably, from what I understand.
Have you tried Ark, or you haven't played it?
Yeah, you know what? I got into the server once, and then I haven't been able to get into a server since then. Like, that game is going to be the next big thing, and I can't really tell you why, because I haven't had a chance to play it much, because I can't get into the server. Like, every server, and then even
it's going to be the best ever if you can't even get into the server to play it.
Exactly.
You have an opinion if you can't get into the server.
I fucking click on a thing, right, and it says there's room, and then by the time you click on it and to go in there, it's like server's full. And I was like, holy crap, I keep refreshing and refreshing. Like, seriously, I tried.
Yeah, I know. It's like 70 or 70. It's just
it's crazy. So I could tell that thing's going to be good. I wish Microsoft would have done something with that. You know what I mean?
It's still big that they have the preview, because it kind of solidified itself.
Again, but nobody even talks about that.
This is Rocket League love story that could be made by the media, but instead they went with, they just ignored it. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what's great, guys? What is it, February something? In February at some point, once it comes to Xbox One, soccer cars will officially be dead.
Yeah,
no,
that's what I was saying today.
Who wants it?
No, but I mean, once an
I
Xbox
don't really,
images die.
I don't hate the devs. I think they're nice guys, but I do think they were a victim of being overhyped. A lot of people say that. I played it. It's all right, but that was just a media darling where, like, I could see, two things that could have been media darlings from the media with just, Tomb Raider with Lara, and then this should be reported. It's not even reported, but it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. That it's they're going to have to the numbers are going to come out, like everyone like Microsoft's like, wow, this thing's selling like crazy.
Yeah, like look, over 1 million people on the Xbox One have that.
They're selling too. They're selling.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be really big, and you know what? I think that's cool. You know what I mean? Like nobody's talking about Xbox as the only console that's doing game preview right now. You know, they're going to have DayZ. Yeah, they're going to have DayZ and all that crap like preview. And the good news about their preview thing, unlike say Steam's or whatever, they aren't giving you like shit broken games. They have to still pass a certain kind of level of
decent
quality. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I know they did like, look, check this out. Isn't Elite Dangerous just a much better version of No Man's Sky? But nobody talks about it.
No.
Nobody talks about it. All I hear is No Man's Sky, how great this game's going to be. You fly around and you get off into a planet and then you run around and then you hop back on your jet and you fly around more. That sounds like a fucking chore in and of itself. That doesn't sound fun to me. I think much like our next segment, VR, people are going to buy this game and then they're going to like get tired of it in a day or two and then they're never going to go back to it. And speaking of VR, you guys want to hear a joke?
Sure.
Oculus Rift, $600. I heard that today, and I was just like, holy crap. How could they do that? You know what I mean? If they want to mass market, yes, exactly, right? If they want to do mass marketing on this or mass appeal, how in the world are they going to do the $599? And not only that, but you need a really good beefy PC to run this thing, right? Yeah. So you're talking about, like, who was that? Kevin Dent, who's like a developer and stuff. He was saying you're looking at probably $2,000 or more to get Oculus and a mid-range PC to run this stuff. Like less than 1% of PC owners have what it takes to run this. And the media will try to spin it. Like you had some people like Cliffy B, obviously, who's invested in this stuff, and some of those random people, they're like, well, yeah, imagine that. Expensive tech is expensive. They were trying to damage control it like they do. But the bottom line is...
disaster!
Yes, it's a disaster. But you know who this looks good for, in my opinion? The Sony people, because they love it when stuff comes out like this. Because you know what they can do now? Because they already had a cheaper product. Let's face it, PlayStation VR isn't up to spec with what Oculus was. So they're probably going to come out with something $200 cheaper than that and look like media darlings. They're going to look good again. Like, that's my prediction. They're going to come out with a price. And what happens if they come out with a $299 price? How good would that look for them?
Oh, yeah.
But if they're going to sell their VRs for even that much money, you're talking about the same price as a console. To me, it's
they said it. They said it's
all a gimmick. I guess
maybe it is.
Okay, it's a whole console.
No, they said it's basically going to cost the price of a console.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but that's ridiculous for a visor over your eyes. Who wants to put that shit over your eyes?
And we're not really sure what that for. Well, let's just say, because me and Crap are talking off air. If Oculus is $600, let's just give Sony the benefit of the doubt, right? The media does. Kind of feels good to just hop on that train for a minute. Let's say they're $400, okay?
Which they will be, probably.
Which they will be, but guess what, though? Listen, this time Sony can't win by being cheaper. I said this to Crap earlier. When you look at what an Oculus Rift, when you see what an Oculus Rift is going to do for you and give you the game and the experience, even though they're only going to have a couple, it's going to be very good. And then when you look at that Crap, and Jamie Moran, if you're listening, this would be a great time for a couple of your
$726 in England.
Yeah, if you can get a couple of your VR memes up here, or GIFs that showed what we were looking at, the golf robot and the zombie game. Listen, my point being is that you're going to look and you're going to see something that looks very, very 2-3 generations ago through a visor of Sony's. You're going to, the old expression, you get what you pay for. It's really going to come through with this. The other thing is we're not really sure yet. We're not sure of anything yet, but of course the media is just loving what Sony's doing. They're just so their ingenuity is just popping. It's bursting. But like
Sony can do no wrong.
Right, they can do no wrong.
To me, it's another gimmick like Sony had, just like the Move controllers.
Well, you need those damn things. They're two glowing dildos. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe I guess Nintendo should have sold their Wii remotes for $400 then.
Well, the funny thing is
I'm being salty like you, crap.
Hey, I'm not salty. I'm bitter. There's a difference.
Bitter salty.
Yeah, a little bit. But the interesting thing about this is you gotta have those moves. I guess you can use the controller, but doesn't that defeat the purpose of using VR?
Well, we don't know if it's going to come with the move sticks. You don't know if it's going to need the Sony Eye. Apparently, the rumor today, people are now that Oculus is out, now the media is starting to slowly crawl at Sony and say, what is this? Now we find out that Sony, that when you went and played it at CES or you went and played it at E3, they gave you these Sony headphones that went over to give you that 3D, immersed in that world. The headphones are not included. So, but then some idiot on Sony was like, no, but you can use earbuds. And then Jamie Moran said it best. He said something along the lines on Twitter that no cheap earbuds are going to give you the 3D feeling that you were having with the sound. So you're going to have to go buy a set of headphones. Yeah. Listen, VR is not going to be cheap. And then the fact is you add injury to insult, and the fact that Sony doesn't have any games worth playing once you put $700 out of pocket when you're done with the headset and you're done with the move sticks and you got the eye and a game. No, anybody who's got common sense knows that we sat here and we made fun, and not we, us. The media made fun of Kinect for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years now, and then they're going to get behind this gimmick. Listen, VR is somewhat going to be used in possibly like the business world. It could be used for whatever, showing people that come into your business an elaborate look at what life would be like, under their umbrella. That's fine. But as far as gaming goes, it's really not going to happen. It's not going to, or if it is going to happen, it's going to happen many years from now, not in June. It's not going to happen in June. So I mean, this is a big flop for Sony because this is a lot of money out of pocket, and they're not going to get that money back maybe for 3-4 years.
Yeah, they will. They'll get it from
donations. If we get
donations from their players. From their customers, they'll get donations.
If we get to E3, we gotta jump Ryan McCafferty, right?
I know.
Did you read that? Did you read what he said? Ryan McCafferty,
makes me sick.
Who's the Xbox guy, right? Jamie Moran just tweeted this, and Ryan McCafferty says this about Sony's VR. He says Sony again sitting pretty because moves and cameras are already out there, and they can sell a naked PlayStation VR for $399 or $499 and look cheaper than Oculus. If Sony aggressively gets it into store kiosks or somehow finds ways to get people to try it, we'll see playing VR is believing. So yeah, this guy is like the Sony hype man.
Yeah, there's something I can't wait. All it's gonna take is the fall of IGN for one idiot to get a $20,000 check to be like, hey, so what was really going on? They're gonna be like, Sony did fill in the blank, and I can't wait. I'm gonna buy that book day one. I can't wait because you can't have all these.
I cannot believe that this guy is the guy that's running the.
I wouldn't support a book from. I'll wait until it comes out on e-reader or something for free or $2.
Listen,
I think to be honest, if it sells at $399 and it's a naked VR, it's still going to be met with a lot of resistance.
Yes.
With Oculus, you have the ability to have something really special, in my opinion.
That's right.
Isn't it wireless too? That one is, but PlayStation VR, you got to have like wires.
With this song, I don't understand how how the sound is working. There's there's an insane amount of wires with it. I don't think that it's going to be a mass adopted item. So with that being the case, $399, which is probably what it's going to be, is going to still be a tough price point. My price point for that system, if you're going to try it, is $299. They're not going to hit that.
Yeah.
So I don't see this really being what people were saying.
That price.
I just think you're going to get.
If they hit that price, they're going to lose money.
Yeah, well, I agree. $299, they'll lose money. So I think it's going to be $399. But the thing is that you'll get the enthusiasts that buy it when it first comes out. But then after that,
War.
Yeah.
You'll get that, and then after that is a real question because there is, especially if it's met and it's not really met with great results, which is very possible, I think, because it looks like it's not quite there, and I think that I don't think that this is going to be something that could blow up into what Kinect was. I just think that it could be just as good to get another next iteration, which could be 10 years from now. But if you really want the true, I think experience, I think Oculus is definitely a lot more quality than the Sony system, because and you could also play some really legit games. I don't think you're going to get that experience with the power with the PS4 on the PS4 with Sony PlayStation. I don't think it's possible.
Shout out to the over 300 people watching us on a Wednesday, man. That's pretty damn good. We don't usually pull that good of numbers on a Wednesday night.
You got the Titanfall Princess.
Or maybe it's Tim Dog. I don't know, man. People like Tim Dog, man. They're probably already talking about him.
Both of us, okay? See, here you go being salty again. You gotta disagree with me. You always disagree with me. Go make me a sandwich, crap.
I don't do that. That's woman's work. Come on.
Oh, really? All right.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you women's work.
I don't want to take next gen's woman. So anyway,
here we go.
Okay. But I just think at the end of the day, I don't think that this is a mass market product.
I just don't see what are they doing with the headphones? Is there a headphone on?
No, they're not giving you headphones, so you got to buy that. Are you going
to take another wire? I mean, to me, it's just such a get-up. Like, how do you get sound? You have to use sound?
We've been in gaming for a long time, Tim. You know this. Throughout the years, starting back with Nintendo, even with Robot Rob, okay, all the way to this, when you've got to pull out an apparatus and then 3 cables and then hook yourself up, and this thing here, you've actually, people were worried that the Wii remote was going to fly through TVs. Now we're going to have people who've had about 3 cocktails falling through their television. This is fucking crazy. The fact that nobody in the media is saying anything, but what do? They give Nintendo a hard time. They said the Kinect's
going to come out and be great.
It's just going to be wonderful. Everything's going to be wonderful. Like, literally, the funniest thing about this, remember when Kinect came out, they're like, some people live in a small apartment in San Francisco.
Yeah.
How can they play a game like this? How are you supposed to play this where you're actually simulating running around like a jackass in your fucking living room?
Remember how everybody was like, oh, is there ever going to be a hardcore Kinect game? Do you think that anybody in the media will go, will there ever be a hardcore VR game?
I want to do balancing act across a building because it's
exactly.
That's the only thing that I can do.
Dude, people hated on-rails games, and a lot of these VR games are on rails.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them.
Yeah.
It's that you just move your head in some of them. Some you pay $60 and you just go through. It's like a freaking, you don't even hit a button.
It's the same zombie gif that Jamie keeps doing, but this time he added this phrase. He goes, it can't be $299 because of that amazing external processor GPU.
Yeah, that's
that zombie game. But it's funny because
hardware.
I read that and I thought he was being serious too, but then he posted this picture with it also saying like they're saying it's this great processor, but it's putting out a game that looks like a PS2 game. Yeah. I mean, it's just it's ridiculous.
So are you guys guessing $399 then?
Yeah.
I actually, you know what? I got to be honest with you. I was thinking it was going to be $450 or $500. I think they're only going to be. Now that they came out and said $600. Listen, Sony knows this from the other E3. $100 cheaper, still $100 cheaper. They don't have to go to $400. They don't have to do that anymore. So
I think like what Tim said. I think we'll see a $399 and a $499.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a $499. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think there'll be like a $499. It'll come with like the headset, the ear goggles, the ear things, and the
I don't think they're gonna give all that cheap though. I honestly don't. Not Sony. I don't think.
I'll say this though, Sony. They like looking good. They don't care if it look. You know what I'm saying? They just care about looking good. Like
all they want. They're gonna put themselves right out of business the way they're going.
Well, I think that they think like most people, it's a software, and they think that look. Let's be honest here. We don't like it, but a lot of indies are going to try to support this thing. If you look at who's going to support the VR movement right away, it's going to be the indie developers. And you'll see a lot of like little tiny indie games. It's a shame because Sony keeps pushing this big graphical thing, narrative.
Why would you want to buy it just for indie games?
Because people are stupid. How many times do I gotta do a big video just called "People Are Stupid"? They're dumb. Like maybe not like individually.
Well, they might be dumb enough to buy it, then like be like, oh, it's VR, it's so amazing.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, there is a chance it could be. They could think it's cool, but to me, it's just.
But like, how often, like Tim, as an average person, we're all gamers,
I don't see moms
gamers.
Buying it for
do you see people just I got home from a hard day at work, let me put on my fucking goggles and ear things.
Especially if you hit 35.
Okay, I got a question for you. What about people who wear glasses to put on those damn goggles?
I think you can wear your glasses. I don't know.
Like very, 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 very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like, I guess it's like with 3D. Like, look, I don't go see 3D movies a lot. I saw the Star Wars at the IMAX.
But those things are plastic things. Those things are paper things you put on your ears. They can cover your glasses.
Well, they're plastic, yeah. But what I'm saying is, that gives people headaches. Like that, I can't do that more than
like. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I've talked to a couple of people who have used it, and they have, it makes some people makes you sick.
Yeah.
I think if you're younger, it's kind of like if you're younger, in my opinion, in the 20 age group, like this could be cool maybe, but like when you get older, I mean, I would come home.
It's not about being older, but they've also found out with certain things like that, even in younger people, it can cause some people to have seizures, migraines, and other issues.
Oh, you're not. Yeah.
Sick.
You're not going to see parents buy this for their kids. They're not.
You ever go in your car and you look at a phone? Ever like be in the passenger seat?
You get nauseous.
And you get like nauseous.
Yeah.
Like the worst kind of nauseous for like 2 seconds, and then once you look up, you're fine. Maybe that's what happens,
Yeah. You're staring at the window like you're fucking Dustin Hoffman. I had actually
made a joke to Cliffy B, and he got all mad. I said he got all sensitive about it. I said. He goes, this such and such. He was like, advertising for VR, and I said, or make you sick. And then he's like, don't be dumb, dude. And then, and then we went back, and he goes, they got a new thing, and they smoothed it out, and it's much better, and this and that. But whatever. I mean, to me, there's a possibility that some people really might have an issue. So you have to demo it before buying.
Yeah, well, check this out. Like that's when you play video games a lot, or depending on your screen. Like this thing, makes the screen it's right up in your face. So frame rate dips and stuff like that can make you sick. I remember back in the 360 PS3 era, my clan we'd play Call of Duty on both 360 and PS3, and the PS3 versions were always so shitty the frame rate would drop a lot. That's just fact. You go back and play Call of Duty 4 or World at War particularly. And you're like, and my brother would be like, man, I got a headache. I'm like, what are you talking about? And be like, I don't know. And just the PS3 version, because of the frame rate dips and stuff like that, you just give him a headache. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that it's the same kind of effect. Like the original 3DS was the same way. The 3D in that, depending on how you look at it, gives you a headache really quick. That's why they kind of abandoned it and give you the option to play it with it off. You know what I mean? It's like 3D gaming was the biggest fad, and VR is going to be the biggest fad. I don't see people mass adopting this because you're not going to play your Uncharted in this. You're not going to play your Zelda in this. You're not going to play your Halo in this. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. You're playing games and on rails and things like that. It's not going to be what people expect.
If you're a hardcore gamer, or you say you're a hardcore gamer, this type of thing, you might not be for you. Like you said, you have the on the rail stuff. That's for me. That's what I don't like about it. I don't like those type of games where you're going to be sitting and you're just looking around and you see something, or a shark simulator where you look up and you see a shark and then you have to hold your hand up to hold something.
A PS2 style looking shark, mind you.
To me, I'd rather.
Triangle T.
Try the Drive Club, but listen, and the bottom line is that I got to demo that before I buy that, and usually I would just buy something. I'm much more likely to buy the Oculus because.
Well, you have a good PC to run too, right?
Well, I have to upgrade the card. I'll just get like a 980 Ti. I have a decent enough processor and RAM to do it, so I'll just do that. and just do that, and then whatever I get. You know what I mean? It won't be that great, but.
Hey, just real quick, guys. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but somebody like tweeted it to me. Phil Spencer, he doesn't really perpetuate the fanboy wars. Doesn't like it. I mean, he congratulates Sony and all this stuff. Yoshida, on the other hand, is kind of like the opposite, where he attacked Ryan McCafferty that one time, like, oh, you love Microsoft so much, and he said he played the Escapist when it came to PlayStation, and. And then he never congratulates Microsoft on anything.
Well, that's why I told you once before. Phil Spencer class. That's why he does it. I mentioned this in one other video.
But today Yoshida retweeted a Digital Foundry article about the art of pixel counting in games, right? Like seriously. He retweeted. Like I mean this just
he was let me tell you something. Like when the Need for Speed developer pre-launch was talking, that he made a comment like one console will get 1080p. I don't know about the other, and he retweeted it because he played on that. I remember his tweets. He's not innocent. Phil never does that. First of all, Phil when he writes, he's like a gentleman. And he keeps it business only. He's not taking shots like that. We all wish he would, but that's just not in his DNA.
He could unleash Aaron Greenberg.
Yeah, well,
unleash Aaron. Like Aaron's a caged animal over there. I get the sense that he's like in a cage, like.
If they started doing good, and they started really starting to do really good. Aaron would be pumped.
Yeah, just release Aaron. I know, man. I can tell he's so reserved, man. Like he doesn't want to. Like he wanted to say, yeah, fuck yeah, we sold 6 million Halo 5, 5 million Gears, 2 million Tomb Raider, and everybody.
That, I think it's Mike Ibarra that you would unleash, dude. That dude
is
he's
a hardcore gamer.
Yeah, I think he is too. But dude, I remember Aaron from last gen, man. Aaron was like, "We're the #1 console."
He was so crazy. He was like, he even said, "Then the Sony fanboys hate this," and he probably could. He's like, PS3 is hemorrhaging in sales, and there was articles about that. Like he was like really like. I mean, sometimes he would do something that would piss people off, but he was really like super bravado.
Yeah.
He's like Bomber. He has that Bomber in him, like.
Dude, that's what was great about Bomber, man. Like, I love this company. I don't know if you guys ever look at any of his rants, dude. He was like. Yeah, like
developers,
and he's like, dude, I interviewed Seamus Blackley on this, right? And he was like telling us about how one time they were eating in the cafeteria, and Bomber comes up to him and he goes, "You're gonna lose all our money." He was like flipping out on him, you know what I mean? Like he threw a chair when he found out they lost Bungie.
Yes, yeah.
Like, I mean, yes, that's what you want, that kind of fire, you know what I mean? Like, to me, I like that. I'm not saying that I hate what's going on now, but to me, Bomber was all in, like, throw money at it, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that wasn't the best thing for, for business, but as people, you know what I mean? Like, I won't deny the first, especially 5-6 years of the 360, that thing was to me, the Xbox 360 is probably the best console of all time. And I say that, and people are like, well, what about the PS2? I'm like, just because the PS2 sold more doesn't mean it was the best. Because if you just look at what the 360 did with, like, the online gaming, it was the first one with achievements, the Xbox Live Arcade, which now they've taken a step back by not having that. You know what? I had so many friends that upgraded to Xbox One over the holidays for, like, Battlefront and stuff. And they're like, hey, Crappy, what happened to the arcade? And I'm just like at a loss for
what happened to. They should.
And they'll be like, they're like, well, what about this? Or how come the 360 was so much easier to get to this? And I'm like, I don't know. You're stupid. They're like, how do you reset the console? Like if something goes wrong, I'm like, hard reset it. And they just hit the button, and they're not understanding that that's not a hard reset. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's like, it's like, to me, like the 360 just was like the epitome of that, that with the dashboards and
it's clean,
everything was kind of itemized.
And
but with anything, you just got to get used to the newer stuff. I mean, that's with anything you get. I mean, even if you buy a newer car nowadays, I mean, you watch the old antique car shows and see what they had with those now, and now you got all this digital stuff. People that drove those wouldn't know what to do with an automatic car.
But one of the complaints that I hear, and this is for like the Sony stuff too, is it was just much simpler. It was just much simpler last gen because you on the 360, right? You have all your retail games, right? Your games of demands, which are the big games. Then you have your arcade titles right on their own tab, and you have your indie titles, right? I mean, it's super easy. Now on the Xbox One, it's just like everything's lumped together in big piles of shit. You know, like, I just wish it was more organized. That's probably a big complaint of mine, and I know I'm not the only one. Like, I like the Xbox One, but damn, why does it take a step back? And the PS4 does the same shit.
I don't think it's taking a step back. I think you're just salty again.
It's not salty. Look, listen, I just bought a new 5 terabyte hard drive, right? And so I got all these games, and then like I can understand like how come maybe the 360 backwards compatible games should have their own folder. I would say folder. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind the Xbox One.
But you can't expect them to do everything at one time. It takes time.
Happen.
They started with back compatibility,
and
then you want backwards compatibility and a folder and this and that, and you want exclusives and you want this.
I realize not everybody has like 200.
All right, you want a folder? Let's get folder. You gotta ask your Barrett. Can you tweet your Barrett for a folder? Be like,
I do, but then he'll be like, "Can you please make a request on the forum?"
So just do it anyway. Say, "I'm Crap Gamer."
Well, then make a request on the forum as well, and then CC him.
Yeah, and then it's like, I don't know, and it's not just Xbox.
I mean, he told me to tweet. Just CC everybody.
Yeah. But like I said, it's not just Xbox because obviously that's PlayStation as well. But it's like, I got all these counting the backwards compatibility stuff on there now, like 200 games on my. You know what I'm saying? It's like
you're an undercover pony, aren't you?
You've got to scroll through. No, please. I've got like 10 PS4 games and like 200 Xbox Ones. Give me a break. You know what I mean? Like I can't. Here's the funny thing, right? Because I've been doing a little bit, a couple reviews just for like shits and giggles on PS4, right? And
why don't you give a little? I didn't watch all. I watched some of it.
The Godzilla one I gave 3 out of 10.
And then what'd you give for Little Big Planet?
I think 6 out of 10.
You gave Godzilla 3.5.
Did I give it 3.5?
I thought so.
I think I gave it a 3.
What's the next? What did you give Order?
I gave I think a 5 or 4 or something. It was terrible. It was just awful. People like really hated that.
What was the good? What was your best? What was a 10 of 10? Did you ever give it Xbox?
I don't know if that I've ever I think I gave Forza Horizon 2 maybe a 10 out of 10 because I loved it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? Like, for me, a perfect game, it would be hard to do that for a non-sports game or racing game or something. You know what I mean? Like, to me, when I was playing Forza Horizon 2, it was just like I played it for hours and hours and hours. You know what I mean? Like, and there was no problems. Like, just smooth. It was just so good, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really give out.
That game doesn't really screw up at all. There's no it's just so smooth. It's fast.
Just for me, I just pray that they're doing Horizon 3.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I got a feeling they are. I know Playground Games is working on it, and look,
Horizon 2 they're gonna have ice. They're gonna have sleet.
Yeah.
That's what they're probably gonna add snow, sleet, and it's gonna be in an area.
Even though I like the motorsport games too. The Horizon games are like quickly like my favorite racing games. You know what I mean? And the reason why is just because you drive to your next location and stuff. It's less boring to me. Like you got the music.
The music's fucking great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
and
you got
the graphics are unbelievable too.
Yeah, it's very social. I had like CrapgamerReviews club. I had like something like 200, 300, 400 people in that in my car club. On there, you know what I mean? It was just like, it was a lot of fun, and so I'm hoping that they do Horizon 3. I know a lot of people are like, give me Project Gotham, but I don't think that has the name recognition as like the Forza Horizon.
Well, I played Forza 6 the other day, 2 days ago, and I'm telling you, I think that game's fucking unbelievable too.
It is. You know what? It's really great, but you know what? Like for me, and I love that game. I got to get back more into it. It's like there's all these games came out, and I got like people pulling me in every direction to play different games. But I wish they would make the achievements a little bit accessible, like they do the Horizon games. You know, it's like you got to do like so much shit.
Yeah, I had to do 30. Yeah, I got 30 races, completed races, 10 points, and that was like the first achievement that popped for me. And I played that game. I played that game a lot. That's like 12 hours. I think I had it on. Already. I played 12. So it's played it enough where I know my achievements, and you don't hit many achievements. It's longevity stuff.
Yeah, it's like
50
super long
races.
time. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. Like here's the funny part though. Like Forza Motorsport 3 and 4 on the 360, I think I got like 700-800 gamer score just
Can
on
you
those.
hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
No, something happened and I couldn't hear you guys at all, and I didn't know if you could hear me.
Oh yeah, we hear
Okay.
you now. Yeah, like Forza Motorsport 3 and 4 really had some, you just by playing through the career, you ended up with like 700-800 gamer score. Then Forza 5 hit, and that like was impossible gamer score. And now Forza 6, it's like easy enough to get like the first like 300, but then it's like
they take it real seriously. Those
it's
guys.
like really a fucking grind, you know what I mean? But that game is phenomenal as well. I think it's great. Plus, I heard that Forza Horizon 2 and Forza 5, the older Forza, sold really well during the holidays as well.
It's those games, of Forza Horizon 2, I'm sure. Yeah, the thing is that Microsoft doesn't, and they don't do this like with Drive Club. People always give that $2 million thing. Drive Club, I got that game 3 months after it was out. It was $20 or like $10. They had that game. They discounted that game like crazy. Whereas these games don't really get discounted. You'll see them at like $39.99, maybe a really good deal at $29.99.
They can't compare to Forza.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Like somebody, I think it was Dreyer Schmidt, said he said that the racing games are what do you call it? They're secondary purchases.
Right. Yeah, it's true. Like you'll get like a big game and then you get a car game.
Yeah.
Forza it's just like a ribeye steak.
Oh, there's Blackie. What the hell did you get in here?
I've been here for like a few minutes.
Oh, okay. I didn't see you.
We got caught this documentary, man. It was kind of deep, so I was watching TV.
Hey, were you watching that Becoming a Murderer?
No, it was it's like 3 minutes and something and 10 shots, like that kid who got killed in Florida, like
okay.
Like playing loud music at the gas station shit.
Oh, okay, yeah, I hear you, dude. We get a lot of them hillbillies and shit here, dude.
Gotta take it easy up there, right?
Hey, what up, Blackie?
What's up, Titanfall Princess?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I hope everybody had an excellent New Year. What are we, like 6 days into the New Year? We got all types of bad news. Record is being delayed, scalebound.
But if you were listening, it's okay. We're gonna get a better game. I guarantee you that.
Well, this is what I was saying about it, like, because a lot of people like to leave these lists, and they're only listing stuff that Microsoft has mentioned, like the last E3. I believe, man, they got a lot of shit on the way. Like, the console generation has been going for a little bit. But real quick though, I wanted to say Forza 6 is like a ribeye steak, and fucking Drive Club is like a can of sardines. So you can get that shit out of your head. That these are the same things. It bugs me, man. It's just like the list. They'll list off 10 games that ain't shit, and try to tell you Halo's is not good. It's kind of crazy.
We can take one
of
our games, and it'll beat 15 of theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, the only problem that I have with all this is this whole generation. Whenever we've had a delay, we've always had a game that still had a huge day one patch and then all kinds of issues. So if they do delay this game, any delays, they need to make sure that it's good right from the start. If they do, it goes for all of the games that get delayed.
But see, that's what that's what I was saying earlier. It's better to wait so there are no issues with a game, so that nobody can now come out in the media and say, "Oh, look at this! They put this out. It's supposed to be one of their best games, and look at it. It's shit." They can't do it now.
Well, you know what though? Like, I'm just saying though, every game has had major updates and still had bugs and stuff, even with delays. Every game
seems like
so
it
far.
took 2 weeks to get really on par. Like they would come out and it would be 2 weeks, and then they would finally start to settle it down. But you're right, they haven't. It's been sloppy.
Yeah,
Witcher 3, like on that subject, like that's one of the best games I've ever played in my life, and it's been updated all to hell. If you go look at the list of updates they've added to that game, it's fucking insane.
Yeah. I agree. I'm saying it. I mean, it could work out for the best. For me, I hate delays and stuff. And hey, Blackie, I know you kind of joined us late, but we've already been going for like over an hour and a half. So we're probably gonna wrap it up here.
Cool.
Very close.
I was, like I said, I was in that documentary, and I was like, oh shit. And then I kind of got out of my zone, you know.
Hey, no worries, man. But anyway, we'll be back next week. I mean, man, we had a lot of shit to talk about this week, and hopefully you guys had a good
I got
time.
a cool south.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Tim, for joining us, man. I appreciate it because we were shorthanded, and Titanfall Princess, who looked like she's already dipped out. Probably that's just Mooch's other account. What are we joking?
Exactly. Hey, stay tuned though, Crap. Real quick shout out. Literally, as soon as Xbox Nation is done, Mooch has a couple of videos this week I got coming out. First one will be out in 5 minutes, so we'll be a little bit more Mooch coming at you. So.
Do we have a one Jay Williams graphic god to thank?
Absolutely, shout out to Graphic God. Jay, if you're also listening.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, man, the guy does the best graphics on YouTube. Man, he'll do your YouTube graphics, whatever you want, very reasonable. He totally redid my banner. If you guys haven't seen it on my channel, he did my banner and my logo and all that stuff. And he does all the shirt graphics and stuff for Big Gamer Small Talk and all that stuff. And really cool guy. So go ahead and check him out, Graphic God, on Twitter and stuff like that. So you'll look more professional and things like that. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us, man. We'll catch you guys.
Before we go, I'd just like to do a couple shout-outs. There's the new people that have been watching us, and and they love the content and everything. I'd like to do a shout-out to Metal Face Doom, Tariq Rogers, Dark Lord, Yeezy, Surprise Attack, Amagizio.
Don't shout out that motherfucker.
And
fuck that bitch.
No, it's not the same
God like Eric.
Fuck Omiazio, dude. Fuck that little pony bastard. That guy can fucking eat a...
He is.
What are you talking about?
Fuck. Omazio? That guy's a fucking faggot.
I didn't say Omazio.
She said Imazio. It was
I said Amagazio.
How do you spell that?
Well, tell him to change.
I heard it right the first time.
Tell him to change his name. It's too close to a douchebag.
Yeah, it's too close to that Omazio douchebag who swore up and down Sony would have games at every conference.
He's all right, but you got to learn to listen to what I say. See, that's what I'm saying. You take part of it. I said it clearly. I said Amagazio.
Oh, that still sounds an awful lot like this guy.
It sounds a lot like it's like if your name was Saddam Husseini. It still was not too,
not the same.
Too goddamn close.
This guy is cool as hell.
All right, it's not the same person. I gotta make a phone call.
Hey, if it is Omazio, then that guy can still eat a testicle, dude.
It's not. Sorry.
How do you spell his name?
Oh man.
A-H-M-A.
All right, it's not Amazio.
Okay, it's not him. My bad. My B.
Not him.
My B.
I'm sorry.
Do the sound. Do the gloom sound.
All right, here we go. Or this one.
Xbox VR. You know who I have a shout out for? Did you see your game? The Crap Gamer game on
what's his name? Sonic.
Dude, that game looks fun as hell.
Yeah, like this dude is making like BGST games on Project Spark. Also, you guys can vote for this game. Like it's up for some award, like the BGST game on Project. You can like vote for it, and he can like win some shit. Yeah, it's really cool. Make sure you guys thumbs up it and stuff. Look for like BGST Mooch.
It's good though. It's
got some really fun games. Project Spark is free for everybody. You can just download it, play it. Easy achievements and all this stuff. It's really cool. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next week, man. Keep it Xbox. Rack 'em up.
Peace.